Folks, Nick Paolo Radio Show. How are you? Good to be with you on a, what is it, Wednesday? A Wednesday? Prince Spaghetti Day? Do you remember that? Palumbo, did they have that in New York, those commercials? I'm guessing it's a national.
Maybe. What is it?
Oh, what am I asking you for? You're like 11. I keep forgetting I'm fucking in my late hundreds. I keep forgetting everybody's 25 years younger than me. Prince Spaghetti was the big product, at least in the New England area, and they had a commercial. An old Italian lady would stick her head out the window and go, Anthony! Something about Prince Spaghetti Day. Wednesday was Prince Spaghetti Day. Anyways, how to start the show off with a boom. Jake is sitting in tonight. Jake is sitting in for Andy Fiore, who has a gig tonight. And Jake is a vet, did 2 tours, Iraq, Afghanistan.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Dude, our honor, okay? Fits in perfectly. This is his second or third time, by the way, sitting in Fiore, and didn't miss a beat, okay? Why? Because the military is very efficient, very effective, they're very disciplined. Even Jake's laughing at me when I say shit like but they are. My old man was a Marine. Fucking never met anybody more disciplined. Anyways, what did I want to say? I wanted to thank a couple of people. Who? My mic seems a little hot tonight. Is that me? Do I have it turned up too low? I don't know. Luke Anderson, I want to thank you for your contribution. I'll put it back where it was. I actually like it hot. Right there. Right there, I think. Yeah. Robert Schluita and Luke Anderson for contributing to the Nick DiPaolo podcast, which if you want to sign up for that, connectpal.com/Nick, connectpal.com/Nick, $3.99 a month. It breaks down, somebody told me, to 28 cents a show. So if you don't have Sirius Radio and you're saying, well, why if we don't have it, I'm not hearing you right now. Well, you sit in the truck next to your buddy who's got it. But you can't afford it. Connectpal.com/Nick. Again, $3.99 a month and 5 shows a week. One of them's free on Monday, the iTunes, riotcast.com. It's on Stitcher, iTunes, all that. And you can contribute financially on top of that, which Luke Anderson and Robert Schluita always do. Thank you so much. People are still signing up for the podcast. We take the 2 shows here, we boil it down, Christina Palumbo, whoever, and make an hour of the podcast. So I thank you people who are still contributing. At the top of the second hour, which is 9 Eastern time, a very funny dude. I love this kid. He lives up by me, by the way. Paul Verzi is going to be a very funny comedian. Him and Burr. He tours with Billy Burr a lot. He's you can see him actually tomorrow at the Tempe Improv, which is a beautiful club, by the way, and Friday, October 27th at Stand Up Live in Phoenix. For all his tour dates, go to paulverzi.com and hit him up at Paul Verzi. That's VIRZ. Hit me up, folks. Let me do my plugs. Let's get this shit out of the way. Even though my agent told me not to. My agent's like, do that later on. I'll forget. Between the concussions in high school and the rum tonight, I'll forget. November 10th and 11th, come see me at the Comedy Works, Saratoga Springs, New York. November 17th, Cary Memorial Hall, Lexington, Mass. The following night, November 18th, the Cabot Theater in Beverly, Mass., which is right where I grew up in that area. My relatives, a lot of them are still in Beverly. I can't wait for that weekend. It's going to be tremendous. I'm going to drink a 6-pack of Mick Ultra, eat 6 donuts, and throw up on stage. All righty. Be terrific. What's going on, kids? What's going on in the news? Should we hit the dossier shit? I'm almost getting tired of it because we all know that Hillary Clinton's a thick-ankle, dog-faced, lying fuck, and anybody she surrounded herself with for the last 100 years, you can say the same for. But it's finally coming out now. Is that right, Hillary? I think it is. Oh, take it easy, honey. And I don't even know how to shut that off. I got a new iPad with a new program on. That cow had throat polyps. But you know the whole dossier thing. Remember the dirty, apparently they had Trump over there in Russia a few years ago when he was having his Miss Universe contest. He had a couple of hookers supposedly pee-peeing on a bed. I thought they were talking about Norton on a Tuesday night, but the dossier thing. I don't believe any of it. That's a healthy prostate right there, by the way. If that's 2 hookers. Sounds like Mr. Ed, for Christ's sake. It's claimed that Hillary Clinton campaign lawyers Mark Elias and other Democrats falsely denied to reporters. This is interesting. This is a little bit of an update. Their involvement in the dirty dossier. Two New York Times journalists, not exactly a right-wing publication. They say they were lied to at every turn. It's now established that Clinton lawyer Mark Elias arranged for the campaign and the Democratic Party to pay a dirt-digging firm, which is that fusion firm, GPS Fusion, to produce the dossier. You guys have heard most of this story, but the beauty of this is the New York Times report is saying even they were lied to. Weren't they part of the echo chamber? Folks involved in funding this lied about it, and with sanctimony for a year. You know who said that, folks? Not me, not Rush Limbaugh, not Mark Levin. Maggie Haberman, New York Times reporter, tweeted that. Yeah. Mark Elias, that's Clinton's lawyer, brokered a deal between the Clinton camp, the DNC, and opposition research firm Fusion GPS to dig up dirt on Trump while he was running for office. And again, so Maggie Haberman says that she was and this guy Kenneth Vogel, who writes for the New York Times, he tweeted, when I tried to report this story, Clinton campaign lawyer at Mark Elias pushed back vigorously, saying, you or your sources are wrong. 866-969-1969. 866-969-1969. The Clinton campaign and the DNC, they funneled money to Fusion GPS through Elias's law firm. The deal began, listen to this, back in the spring of 2016 when Elias was approached by Fusion GPS, and it lasted until right before the election day. After the DNC and the Clinton campaign started paying, Fusion GPS hired former British spy Christopher Steele, you guys know most of this already, to do the dirt digging. His work later resulted in the dossier. And you remember Trump saying it's a bunch of baloney, this is phony horseshit, and all you people, I was going to say pee-peeing on him, poo-pooing on him. Pee-pee-pooing. Turn it to Mr. Howell for 10 seconds. Fusion, look at this. Fusion GPS co-founder Peter Fritsch and partner Thomas Catan took the fifth last week rather than talking to Congress. I wonder how you take that, Hillary. What do you think of that, you big fucking thick ankle dog face? I mean no harm. The dossier circulated in Washington last year and was turned over to the FBI for its review. It contends that Russia was engaged in a long-standing effort to aid Trump and had amassed compromising information about the Republican. All turned out to be bullshit, by the way. Remember McCain got a hold of the dossier? He was in Nova Scotia. He went right to the Justice Department, I believe, and handed it to the fucking FBI, all those guys, which, by the way, they are inhabited with minions from Obama's administration, deep staters, as we call them. So I'm sure they were glad to get it. And then, hand the shit out leak it out to the press, and they have you don't have to be a genius, motherfuckers. Yeah. So Trump repeatedly dismissed the document as false, and in recent days questioned whether Democrats or the FBI helped fund it, which that's quite a charge right there. But I'm telling you, there's enough rotten apples left over from the Marxist prick that held office 8 years earlier. All due respect. There's a whole timeline here. I won't get into it. Here's the bottom line. The thick ankle dog face, between this, the goddamn illegal server she has, the fucking Uranium One deal with Russia, is she going to see any time? Is she that untouchable? What is she, Gotti in the 80s? Capone? We're gonna have to end up getting her on a tax thing, like they did Capone. All this horrible shit that she's done, and we're gonna get her on a tax thing. Don't you think so? I hope so. But come on, folks, the irony is rich. It's thick. It's so thick. All this talk of collusion with Trump and the Russians. I mean, come on. Have you read about the Uranium One shit? Oh my God. Just filthy. Podesta's brother, Tony, Manafort was involved, by the way, actually, but between that, the dossier story, the server, all this shit. And she's sitting home in Chappaqua eating bonbons on the couch, watching Curb Your Enthusiasm or whatever. Hillary, this is what I think of you.
You're a wormy cocksucker, you know that?
Anybody who loves The Sopranos is going to love my sound drops. I have a fucking program that holds 2,000 of them. I'd say 1,800 of them are from The Sopranos. Oh, God help us. Somebody on line one says he's Dan Natterman, my comedian friend. I don't think Palumbo's buying it, but it might be. Hello, Dan?
I don't know if I buy
Hello, Nick.
That's somebody doing a bad Dan.
Yeah, that's why I didn't buy it one bit.
Go ahead, Dan. What do you got to say to yourself?
Well, first off, I'd like to say, holy cow, look at all these fucking Indians.
Wait a minute, I actually know who this is, and I can't fucking remember. I know somebody does a great Natterman. Go ahead, Dan.
It's Natterman, all right?
Yes, it is.
Just remember, Nick, marriage is a lot like a car, you know what I mean? Hey. I've been doing the same jokes for 15 years, Nick. Do you understand?
Wait a minute now, Dan. I think you actually, I think you've come around the last few years. You pumped out a lot of new content, no?
Well, I've been pumping out something, Nick. I'll tell you that.
There's got to be somebody that hangs out at the Comedy Cellar. Is this Modi?
Nick, how do you feel about the political correctness in the New York comedy scene?
I don't know because I'm not part of the New York comedy scene. I do 3 sets a year at the Fat Black Pussycat, and I banned myself from the Comedy Cellar. I didn't like the way I was treating the room myself, and so I used to have an opinion on that, Dan. But I got to tell you, Natterman, I'm a big fucking fan. You're one of the funniest little Jews I have ever met. I say that respectably, by the way.
Well, you have a hard time showing it, Nicholas. I got to tell you.
Oh, maybe it's Mark Norman, Sam Morrill. I don't know. Maybe it's Judy Gold.
Mark Norman, how dare you, Nick?
All right, I got to run. The calls are backing up already. This show's on fire, Natterman. You ought to get in here.
Oh, madon.
I love that. Was a good impression. All right. Bye-bye. That was terrific. I'm starting to love this show, folks. I'm starting to like it. I should be. It's my show. And, oh, goodness gracious, Heloise. Let's go to Matt in Illinois. Matty, what's going on tonight, Matt?
Hey, Nick, man, I don't get a chance to listen to you very often because I only listen to the XM when I'm in my car. But, you know, you are a really funny guy, and I think you do better to lay off the frickin' politics. Just be funny.
Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt, let me stop. Matt, let me start you right here, you dumb fuck.
Just be funny, man.
You know why you don't find Hey, guy. Matt, you know why you don't find me funny? You're a fucking liberal jerk-off. That's why you don't find me funny.
Funny. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's all you want. You know what? There's a million people who love what I'm doing. Just because you voted for a fucking jerk-off and lost, boy, does that frost my balls. Just be funny. It's not funny because you're on the wrong side of the argument. Your side is wrong and stupid and ignorant. You're against freedom of speech. Hillary Clinton is filthy. The DNC is filthy. And that's why you don't find me fucking funny. There's a zillion people that have the same politics. And you know what? There's a lot of people on the left who still find me funny. Let me just mention a few, shithead. Louis C.K., Amy Schumer, Chris Rock, all real far-right people. How come they can find me funny, but you can't, you fucking peon? May you die in your sleep tonight. Okay, that was over the top. Maybe you have breathing problems, but you survive. And you're a vegetable, and they put you, and we see you at carnivals, like we go to fairs with our families, and you're that guy in the wheelchair with a pipe in your throat, controlling it with your tongue, and they're trying to feed you cotton candy, and your colostomy bag backs up onto your mother's lap. How's that for a picture? Funnel cake fuck stain. Ooh, Boy, does that...
You're a wormy cocksucker, you know that?
Matt, I was only kidding, by the way. This is all a big joke. I understand what you're saying. I won't do anything that you disagree with, and you'll find me really funny. What's that say about you? Fucking piece of shit. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Hang Hillary by her thick fucking ankles if you can find rope strong enough. And then grab her alleged rapist husband and put them in a hot tub and turn it up to 109 degrees. You're filthy. Greg in Palm Beach. Greggy boy.
Hey, you. How you doing? I love you.
Hey, Greg, Palm Beach gets very dark, I heard, after like 6 o'clock.
What do you mean?
The sun goes down, you know.
People or the... No.
No, not the people, no. No. Come on now.
It's very dark. What
Yes.
are you talking about?
I don't know. Go ahead. Thanks for picking up on that fucking very subtle metaphor.
You know, I think it's great that there's this blowback that they're going after Trump and this Russia bullshit, complete bullshit. And all of a sudden, it's coming out about every one of the Democrats.
Yes.
And all of these clowns, like the black lady with the cowboy
with a hat. Frederica Wilson. Huh? Have we lowered the standards?
I mean, it's like a circus.
Greg, have we lowered the standards enough in this country? We've gone from Ben Franklin and goddamn Thomas Jefferson to Frederica Wilson.
He's a, IQ of 69. I mean, what? Are you kidding me?
Oh my God! Every time I see her, I do this. Well, that was a little loud. What the fuck happened there? I thought I turned that one down. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah.
So it's nice to see that there's a little blowback and this is happening, and that you look at the Hillary Clinton and all these people, and they were government people on salaries making maybe $170,000, and she has $2 million in the fund. I mean, what? Come on.
Yeah.
How stupid do you have to be? And then we keep talking about Mr. Kaepernick, who's taking a knee. They keep talking about the same two things over and over again. It's like a diversion from everything that's all the crime that's going on. Nobody does anything, but slowly but surely, I really feel like something's going to happen here. But the Hollywood's got to be taken down too. It's just too much, man. I mean, these people are in positions of power all over, and I'm pulling my hair out over here.
Okay, but seriously, Greg, I mean. And is Hillary ever seriously? Is she ever going to see the inside of a jail? Or
I hope to God, man. Oh God, are you kidding me?
It's very hard. I can't even think really of a right winger that went to jail for any filth. I mean, other than what's his name, Denny Hastert, who was grabbing kids' balls as a wrestling coach. Who hasn't done that? All right.
I'm not throwing Christina under the bus. I loved Jay Thomas and listened to him for years, and she is not on. She is liberal a little bit, so you two, I would get into it really good. I know she doesn't want me to say this.
She's hiding it very well.
I love her, but you two
I'm a pro,
man.
man.
In itself. Let me tell you, I gotta tell you.
She just said I'm a pro. But that's interesting to know. I'm glad you dropped the tidbit there, Greg.
Yeah.
She grew up in Bensonhurst and Brooklyn. You have to be a little bit liberal because you're dealing with 78,000 different ethnicities on your fucking street.
That's the fact.
So they have to be. But
I grew up in Queens. I got to tell you that. Working class Irish and mostly Jews, not Jews that are Orthodox or Hasidic. They're more conservative.
Yeah.
But Jews and working class Irish are usually very, very liberal.
Yeah.
I remember, my grandmother voting for Humphrey, for God's sake. So.
Yeah. And then they all moved down. They moved down to Florida and turned that state liberal.
Yeah.
Fuck that up.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Greggy boy. Thank you.
All right.
Good call.
Take care.
All right. Let me try that again, that shut up clip. Don't touch it. I turned it away. Jesus. Is that loud in yours, too?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, that one was recorded loud, but I've been playing with the levels. I have a new program here.
Yeah.
It's called fucking drop a sound poo-poo.net.
Poo-poo in the pee-pee.
Poop on the pee-pee hole. Anyway. Paul in Virginia wants to talk about the reporters who said that. I guess you're talking about the ones from the New York Times, right, Paul? Are they getting ripped now?
Oh, you should check the lady's Twitter feed.
Yeah.
She's getting so much blowback, it's ridiculous. She was talking about how all of Hillary's minions are attacking her one by one.
It's unbelievable. You know, even when I don't get that political on my Twitter, but when I do, like I retweeted a James Woods tweet, who he's relentless. He's fucking, I love it. He's got an IQ through the roof. He's a right winger. I retweeted one of his tweets a couple days ago. I lost like fucking 60 followers in 2 minutes.
I saw that on. I was like, I wonder how many followers are going to lose this time.
Yeah, it's and then somebody said somebody retweeted something else. Oh, about snakes on a plane. I came up with that before the New York Post did. I have the proof that I have the, you know, you have a timeline when you tweet something. I did it the day or two before the Post did. Snakes on a fucking plane. And somebody said, DePaulo thought of that first, so I retweeted. Bang, 25 followers. My wife says that's baloney. A lot of people drop off. And I said, no. I go, every time I do something political on there that leans right, I get kicked in the balls. What do I care?
Oh, there's one more political thing I think you should know about.
Yes, sir.
I know it's a little bit off topic, but my birthday was this past weekend, so we went to see James Madison's house, Montpelier, over in Orange, Virginia.
Okay.
And I don't recommend it due to all the revisionist history.
Oh, God.
All they talked about was him being a slave owner.
Oh.
And how he was actually, apparently he's a slave trader, apparently, unbeknownst to anybody else, but that's how the whole tour went. The whole thing talked about him being a slave owner. And, oh, by the way, he was filed the Constitution. End of tour.
Yeah, exactly. They throw that in at the end. It's really, thank you for the call, Paul. It's unbelievable.
Well,
it just infiltrates every part of our life. It's just, it makes me angry. I'm sitting right across from a vet who did 2 tours over there in the fucking Middle East. And he has to put up with this nonsense. Let's take one more call before we take our first break. Chucky in Boston. Chuck?
Yeah, you started out talking about Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day. What about, do you remember this one? Brown eggs are local eggs and local eggs are fresh?
No.
You don't remember that one?
No, I don't.
That was a big campaign. All right, anyway, the reason I called,
Go ahead, Chuck.
the reason I called was who actually got Robert Mueller or whatever
Yeah, Mueller.
to do an investigation? Was it the Democrats?
It was Donald Trump.
Okay. I guess then he said, go ahead, fucking investigate. And he's finding everything. Everybody that said it was Trump, actually, it was Hillary.
Yeah.
So is this, in your opinion, in your whole life, have you ever seen political suicide this bad?
Meaning Hillary?
Yeah. And pretty much the whole fucking DNC.
Yeah. It really... I know. It's fucking.
Because
it's almost
lies.
Yeah.
And it turned into an investigation, and the lies they made up, they were admitting their guilt.
Yes. They turned the gun on themselves. I mean, that's what I mean. They always get the credit, Chuck, for being the smart ones. You know, they're as dumb. Maybe they were the smarter party years ago, but they are as dumb. The fact that they nominated her in the first place is they're just dumb. They're dumb. The left is dumb. That's all there is to it. I'd rather see her hang herself like with a real rope and shit from a tree.
I have a theory that they got enough money. They probably already have a place, a house, and money stored in a country that doesn't have an extradition treaty, and they're gonna have fucking hire a private jet. And if she gets in any kind of trouble, she's out of here.
Yeah, you know where that country is? Venezuela.
That's my theory. And if it happens, I say we send somebody in there, knock her out, put her back on the plane, and bring her back.
All right, Chuck. I say we put.
Have a good one.
All right, thanks. I think Jake could make that happen. Our vet over here working the boards. Make a couple phone calls.
As long as I get to clock it on my hours, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Abso-goddamn-lutely. Anyways, we'll continue a little more with this story because there's more to it. Because Byron York wrote a nice piece, and oh, should I stop doing politics, Matt, in Illinois? Is this bothering you? And do some dick jokes for you, you fucking simpleton. Jesus H. Christ. We come back, Byron York had a nice piece about how the FBI is now involved, and not in a good way. It's fucking Obama, folks. Before he left, he set so many traps. But fucking Trump. That whole fucking deep state shit, that's all true. I don't care what anybody says. So, let's take a break here. I'll have a croissant with a lot of cheese on it. When we come back, we'll talk more about this and how filthy the thick-ankled dog face is. 866-969-1969. Back after this. Something's different. I don't know what it is. How are you, folks? Talking about the dossier that everybody loves to talk about so much, and how the DNC and Hillary and all her filthy friends were behind it all. And then Hillary's lawyer, Mark Elias, and his law firm, Perkins Coie, financed the salacious and unverified compilation of allegations of Trump collusion with Russia in 2016. Anyhow, but Byron York he says the most important thing is the next step is the FBI. Sometime in October 2016, that is at the height of the presidential campaign, Christopher Steele, the foreign agent hired by Fusion GPS to compile the Trump dossier, approached the FBI with information he had gleaned during the project. According to a February report in the Washington Post, Steele reached an agreement with the FBI a few weeks before the election for the Bureau to pay him to continue his work. It was an astonishing turn. This is a great point here. This is the meat of the whole thing. As far as what's new today, the nation's top federal law enforcement agency agreeing, this is Byron York talking, to fund an ongoing opposition research project being conducted by one of the candidates in the midst of a presidential election. In quotes, the idea that the FBI and associates of the Clinton campaign would pay Mr. Steele to investigate the Republican nominee for president in the run-up to the election raises further questions about the FBI's independence from politics, as well as the Obama administration's use of law enforcement and intelligence agencies for political ends, wrote Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley of Iowa. And that's exactly right. Doesn't this dwarf fucking Watergate? Or am I exaggerating? During a presidential campaign, one of the candidates fucking works with to dig up this fake dirt. Jesus Christ, this broad should be in ankle bracelets. Anklets. What do you put around you grew up in Brooklyn. Canklet? That's why we love Palumbo. Canklets. You know who makes a nice pair of canklets? K Jewelers. I got them.
Every kiss begins with K.
It begins with K and ends with syphilis. Listen, folks.
Cankle begins with K.
Mother of God. I saw a commercial during watching football going, remember, fellas, this month is engagement month. What? Jesus Christ. We have Secretary's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. Now the whole month was supposed to buy get. I don't know. Let's go to Kevin in Atlanta. Kevin, what's going on?
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good, Kevin. I'm enjoying watching Hillary Clinton with her big, filthy, wrinkled ass being exposed for the filthy, dirty whore that she is. Your thoughts?
You know what? If she was a filthy, dirty whore, then Bill might have stayed a little closer to home, wouldn't you say?
Bill
Bill
looks clean. She's making Bill look clean. I know Bill grabbed a few asses and might have been a little bit of a Harvey Weinstein type, but Jesus, this broad plays.
I'll get older, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So look, I agree with most things that you say. But I just recently, 9 months ago, I was in St. Petersburg, and then 9 days ago, I was in
Florida
Cuba.
or Russia?
Both Russia and Cuba.
Okay.
So don't laugh, but we did like a Disney cruise, so please don't hold that against us. All right.
Go ahead.
All right.
That's funny.
Anyway, so obviously they're not showing us the underbelly, right? We're not getting to see the shit that really goes on in Russia or Cuba. We can agree, right?
What you're saying is we do the same stuff, when there's a Russian election?
Listen, no, what I'm trying to say is
Yeah.
after seeing these two countries,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
I can't believe they have the capability and wherewithal to really mess with our stuff because they can't even get their own shit together.
Well, okay, let me stop you there. Maybe Cuba, I agree with. But
no, even Russia. I mean, even Russia.
What, do you just stay in a shitty
I'm trying to
hotel?
be serious.
What, do you just stay in a shitty hotel? What makes you think,
No,
really?
We were on the boat. We never got off the Disney boat, brother. Hell no.
Wait a minute. Because you're going to tell me Putin, the fucking former head of the KGB, doesn't know how to fucking fuck with us?
I'm telling you, I saw just what they wanted me to see, right?
Yeah.
I had to go through the State Department.
Yes.
I had to go through their customs. I had to deal with their infrastructure.
Right.
Their shit is ridiculous. I'm trying to imagine this monolithic, beautiful, whip-smart power that's going to outsmart our Indian import friends in the NSA. I just don't see that shit.
Well,
the other thing is...
can I stop you there? The NSA that's loaded with fucking Obama minions?
Well...
And complicit with the fucking filthy Russians?
Those guys... I don't believe there's a shadow government. Come on.
I know you don't. You don't want. You're a lefty, obviously, Kevin. You want to believe anything?
Yes, that's right. No, come on.
Yeah.
Listen, the other thing, I will leave you, and I do. I really enjoy your show.
Thank you, sir.
I enjoy your show. It's a very big thing down here.
Go ahead.
All right. Listen.
All right.
The other thing I will say,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
is I'm not going to make the stupid excuse we did the same stuff, which we did. The only thing I'm going to say is if the Russians could actually get in and hack into our stuff and fuck up our election, well, you know what? Then they deserve to own it like the Patriots beat the Falcons.
Yes. No, I agree. I agree with a little bit.
I can live with it, but that's on us. But I just don't buy it. I don't think it's possible. I've been to these places. I know I haven't seen their cyber warfare.
Yeah.
Shit.
Did you visit the nuclear silos and all? Where they?
Yeah,
How about that part of it?
Whatever. I'm just saying they can't get bread. These people are boiling rocks for soup, and we're worried about these savages. I'd be more worried about China. If someone's going to fuck us up, it's China.
Well, I agree. I agree with that. No, I agree with that. No, fucking Cuba. Nobody takes Cuba as a fucking threat with their fucking intelligence.
Well,
but
they did a while ago, and that's why I had to get my Obama pass in February and get in there and pay like $300 extra to get ripped off and get a case of lice and a hat I bought and bring it home and get glared at in Little Miami. So I mean that's fine. It was a great person-to-person cultural experience.
All right, Kevin. That's a good call.
Thank you. Hey, all right.
You got it, brother. Thank you.
Bye.
I have one answer to Kevin.
Don't give me that smart alecky shit.
Well, I agree with one part of it, because Rich Lowry wrote a great piece about how how they're talking about the Russians, bunch of Facebook ads, during the election, raising racial tension in this country to divide. So like $100,000 worth of ads. That was it. And Rich Lowry wrote this whole piece how, that's like 1/1,000,000th of what both parties spent on online, stories and shit. So that part, Kevin Heather. But what? I don't get this. Oh, went to St. Petersburg. It was a shithole. So that means they don't have the ability to fuck with us? What, cyber war? What do you like you walked into your Motel 6 in St. Petersburg and you didn't see fucking, top of the line computers and people hacking us? I don't get the Of course, they're not going. You're not going to see it. They're only going to let you see what you like you said, what they would let you see, and that goes with the people of Russia. But don't tell me what's his name. Putin's not a cagey motherfucker. Let me ask my vet friend right over here. Isn't Putin in Russia? I would agree. China is a bigger threat.
Sure. I mean, but just because the hotels and the restaurants aren't nice doesn't mean that a guy like that doesn't have the money to spend on military stuff and stuff for his army. I mean, that's it's just like the guy in North Korea. Sure, his people may not be able to eat breakfast today, but that's not going to stop him from marching a missile down the street. And he could definitely buy a laptop or two if he can afford a missile.
That's my point. What, you hit a couple potholes when you rent the car? That means they can't melt this down in 10 seconds? The fuck I don't... Hey, I'm motherfucker... It was a good call, though. I like that he was over there. The Disney angle? What is that? They have a trip Disney takes you to St. Petersburg?
It's one of Disney's cheaper rides. You don't want to. You don't want to. Yeah, don't go for the discounted Disney tickets. You end up in Russia.
Let me ask you a question. The fucking I always say this too when I see the Kremlin, and it looks like the Disney castle. Ever notice?
It does look like they make awesome cupcakes there. How bad would you want to try the cupcakes from that place?
I wouldn't. It'd be, that shit in them that he kills journalists with.
A Kremlin cake.
A Kremlin cake, exactly. Our Father who art in heaven. Rob in Nebraska. Rob, what's going on? Your thoughts on the thick ankle dog face and the hot water that she's in?
Yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good. What do you mean, guys? It's a one-man show. Go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to point out to a fact that, the Democrats mostly started everything. Like, look who started the KKK. What did they start? The Democrats started it.
Oh, shit. Is that right? I'm leaving the Republican Party now. What a disappointment.
But we took over pretty much. If you look at your history, we pretty much took over the Republicans because they didn't have the balls to do anything.
This is true, I heard.
And they also, the Democrat, who were most of the slave owners, the Democrats, a lot of Democrats were slave, but most of were, Democrats. So
okay, how does this relate to what we're talking about tonight, Rob?
Well, it's just like Clinton. You don't. Have you guys ever watched the you guys just look it up, the Clinton Chronicles?
I'm gonna watch the what is it, Clinton Cash, that movie?
Yep.
You watch that one, Rob? I heard that's a doozy.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that one yet, but watch that Clinton Chronicles. I think you can get it off YouTube or somewhere on Amazon, but it's, I mean, they're conceiving assholes. I tell you what, I don't know. I think I'd rather vote. I think I'd rather vote for Obama again than Hillary Clinton.
Oh no, let's not go too far. That motherfucker. He's a filthy, filthy motherfucker, and so so is Hillary. I'd rather hang out with Obama, actually, and play hoops, smoke a joint. When he goes for a layup, I'd submarine him and land on his head and be in a chair the rest of his life. Anyways, your thoughts?
Well, put it this way: what scared the shit out of me the most is when she wanted to bring all them rebels in, or with no backgrounds, no nothing, and then try to take our guns away while doing that.
You mean
fly with me.
Rebels or refugees?
Refugees and rebels, whatever they wanted to call them.
All right, Rob, I hear you. All right, brother, thank you. Call from the heartland. Yep. Thanks for the call. Bring the rebels. Boy, a bunch of UNLV players. The running rebels. That was Hillary. Now let's go to Malcolm in Denver. He's a liberal who likes the fucking show and likes me, right, Malcolm?
Fucking love you, Nick.
Thank you.
Best.
Thanks, man. I gotta get out to Denver. I got booted from the Comedy Works about 20 years ago for calling a bunch of a bachelorette party was ruining the show, and I called them a bunch of fat cunts and asked to have them removed. And it turned out the bride who ran the Comedy Works is a fat cunt, so she didn't find that very funny.
Yeah, well, this is probably not helping your you coming back.
I don't give a shit.
I really want you to.
I wanted to hear how much I hate her.
Again, I am a liberal. Well, I worked on Obama's first campaign here in Denver, and then I got, because I think for the same reasons why people voted for Trump, because I thought he would drain the swamp, right?
Yeah.
I thought he would bring like a revolution and
a different kind of revolution than I was hoping for. But yeah, I see your point.
Yeah, exactly. But now I see the same with Trump. I kind of thought, okay, maybe he will clean up. But I do follow politics pretty closely. And
Yep.
just yesterday, they passed a law that we can't sue the banks in a class action anymore. They're protecting the banks. And that's exactly the kind of shit that Clinton would do. That
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like that either.
So, yeah, it bothers the fuck out of me. And then all the people he put in his cabinet are former oil executives, coal executives.
Well, so what? That doesn't bother me. That part doesn't bother me, but the bank shit does. But you got to admit though, Malcolm, what he's done. I don't know what side of the again, you're a liberal, but if it all ended tomorrow for his administration, the fact that he exposed the fucking media and how biased they are and fucking liberal and crooked and corrupt. If it all ended tomorrow, he's done more than the last 10 presidents combined for that. I've been sitting home since I was 20 watching TV, yelling at the George W. Bush used to sit there and take it in the ass and not say, turn the other cheek. And, that led to 8 years of Obama. So I agree with you. Trump's not a, somebody said he might be the first true independent to be in the White House. I think that might be a little true. He's definitely not a conservative. He's definitely not a liberal, right?
That's right, but if as a true independent, I wish he would stand up to big companies, to big banks, right, to do what's right for the people, because he shouldn't be in the pocket like the entire Congress and Senate.
How about
That's what I was hoping for.
How about what did I want to? The whole thing, the Fed, the Reserve, should they be audited?
Yeah, of course. Also, I mean, why wouldn't you audit the Federal Reserve?
I don't know. Why hasn't it been done?
Well, because we know why. Because everybody's in charge has been working for big corporations before. They have no interest in auditing a system that works for their benefit.
I don't know. I had sex with Andrea Mitchell a few years ago, and she said her old man was going to get it taken care of.
Oh, how was she?
Now the biggest holes are on her face.
That's my favorite hole, anyways. Well, Nick, I just want to call and say, I love
Malcolm, I love you, man. You're a true lib. You're a true lib that you can see both sides and definitely well informed. Thank you for the call.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. That's why we love this show. I love guys that are so into politics. Look, folks, I'm a comic doing, radio show, but I follow the shit, and I like how he go when I go, how about auditing the Fed? Of course. Why would they audit the Fed? Well, something that benefits them. You can tell this guy's so entrenched in politics. It's like a reflex react. But and you had Bernie Sanders. This thing is rigged. This whole thing is rigged. I saw Hillary in the bathroom. She's got big, thick ankles. You fucking kids, get off my lawn. I'm an angry Jew who didn't make it in business. Still rather hang out with him. He actually believes his silly poo-poo, caca poo-poo. Where am I? Brett in Texas. Brett says that Matt guy called Larry the Cable Guy show. Brett, are you there? Line 8? No? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Hello, Brett? Right. Chris in Arizona.
Hey, Nick. How you doing, bud?
What up, Chris? What's the temperature there? Can I ask?
93.
93, and it's what? It's 6 o'clock, 10 to 6 out there?
Yeah, 6 o'clock at night. Yeah, I think it got up to about 100 still today.
Oh, that ain't bad.
No, it's hey, if it's under 110, we're cool, man.
Exactly. Literally. What's up?
Hey, first off, you're still one of my favorite comedians on the Howard Stern roast. You still had one of the greatest jokes when you said, anytime you could work for a billionaire Jew for free, sign me up. That was just one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard in my life.
It really helped my career, I'll tell you.
So when it comes, I know you're Republican and everything. When it comes to the super religious shit, you don't seem like much of a religious man. Like, how do you differentiate between the massive, hold on the Republicans that the church seems to have?
I'll tell you, you say I don't sound super religious. I love that God. That motherfucker is my favorite, that fella. And fucking Jesus, he's right. No, I think that's exaggerated. That might have been true years ago about the far right, the religious having a hold on, but I don't know if that's as true today, Chris. You know, the churches
Well,
are.
what about like?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't know. Go ahead.
I was going to say, what about when George Bush said that he consulted with Jesus to go invade Afghanistan? I mean, that was insane.
Well, it's not insane. You got to respect people's beliefs. I'm not religious. You're right, but I don't like people who go, "Oh, those people are fucking mentally ill." You don't know, and I don't know if God exists or not. But I'll tell you what: the people who believe in that shit, much more disciplined and make much better neighbors than the people who don't.
Well, I mean, you can go either way on that one. Let's not talk about like Catholic priests. They're not good neighbors.
Okay, Catholic priests. There you go. Let's let me pick out 10 black. Let's judge the black race by OJ and fucking Bill Cosby. You know, that's a handful of fags. Anyways, go ahead.
But okay, so and that's fine. People can be religious, but shouldn't there be a separation between church and state?
Well, where's the big problem? Well, how's it affecting your life? Where's religion intervening and keeping you from getting what you want?
The religion, people can be religious all they want, just don't shove it down my throat.
Where are they shoving it down your throat? I think you fucking watching too much TV. Where's it affecting your life, Chris? That's what I'm asking you. How's it being shoved down your throat?
Well, the problem I see with it is people who want to get gay marriage or transgender, and the religious people get all up in arms. What are they harming them? If two gay people want to get married, why the fuck does that affect a Christian?
Okay,
but live your life.
Okay, but here's another argument to that. Quit shoving it down my throat. And you know I'm not religious, and I don't give a shit about gay marriage. But don't act like there's not an agenda with network TV and Hollywood. You're shoving it down their throat. You can't get away from it.
Who watches that shit?
Who watches it? Fucking apparently a lot of people. Anybody who votes Democrat watches it. That's all that's on TV.
That's a little bit of a stretch. I think
no, it ain't a stretch.
We're not watching network news.
It isn't a fucking stretch. That's how you won the culture wars. Don't you get it? By fucking 40 years of this shit. I mean, you know, fucking, you talk about having it shoved down your throat. I can't watch a fucking commercial without a white heterosexual male being emasculated. That's fucking shoving it down my throat. You guys have the blowhorn. The left has the blowhorn. The fucking religious, they did have sway years ago. You're right. You know, back in the fucking 50s. But they're not, just like you say, how you know, gay marriage affecting my life. I don't see these religious people affecting your life. Let them go to church. And the churches are half empty anyways now. So I think more people are agreeing with you.
All right, good. Nice to see us in a good direction.
All right, Chris.
Take it easy, Nick. Have a good one, bud.
Thanks, brother. But there's this note they always bring up, like the far, you know, the evangelicals. They had more power years ago. But now, when somebody gets fired for saying something wrong on the radio, it's usually not the evangelicals behind it. It's usually NAACP or some fucking, you know. People always bring that up. I've had enough of this stuff. Let's talk funny shit when we come back. Let's talk about... Oh, what's this? Podesta Group is in Mueller's crosshairs over Russian influence. I've had enough. We know that, too. Podesta's brother, Tony, is part of the... Let's get to some nice cultural wars, like Chris just brought up. Which one do you want to go with, folks? I have NAACP warns African Americans about flying on American Airlines. Jesus Christ. I'm sure there's an airline out there just doing harm to the black community. How fucking outrageous. Here's one from England. And all that stupidity in England spreads over here, the PC. They're about 10 years ahead of us as far as politically correct dumb stuff. Call expectant mothers pregnant people, the government suggests. Because if you say, like, expecting mom, that's sexist or some shit. And then we have this dumb broad, Professor Rochelle Gutierrez, says the ability to solve algebra and geometry perpetuates white privilege. This is a professor saying that. Palumbo. This is a liberal. White privilege bolstered by teaching math, university professor says. Any one of those tickle your fancy out there, folks? I'll say it again. NAACP telling African Americans not to fly American Airlines. That makes me laugh. You shouldn't call expectant mothers pregnant. You should call them pregnant people. And then you have this Professor Rochelle Gutierrez, just another brown person who hates Whitey, saying that, teaching math like algebra and geometry, it just perpetuates white privilege. Any of that tickle your fancy? 866-969-1969. Back after this.
What are you doing? Just wanted to see what you wanted to do for dinner tonight. And I was like, listen, babe, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, okay? We got a lot of time between now and then, okay? We're looking at about 12 hours here. So how about we figure out breakfast? And we'll work it up to lunch in a few hours. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there. My wife is so prepared when she rides in the...
That's the very funny Paul Verzi. You can see Paul live in Arizona. He's right in studio, right next to me. It's like having Wayne Newton sit next to me. Live in Arizona tomorrow night, October 26th at Tempe Improv. Beautiful club. Friday, October 27th at Stand Up Live in Phoenix. And for all his tour dates, go to Paul Verzi. That's VIRZI.com. And give him a follow at Paul Verzi. What up, Paul?
Thanks for having me, Nick. What's going on? I like this nighttime shit.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, right?
I come from Westchester. I come in from Westchester.
You're not far from me.
And it's always, 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Some fucking,
yeah.
With some setup.
Well, you can enjoy it, but I have to leave my house about 5. I like to get here like an hour before the show, so I leave at about 5:30 with the whole world. Fucking last week, 2 nights in a row, 90 minutes, Paul. 90 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
And I have an option of doing this show from my house. I have the equipment, that they gave me. And I put that into use last week. I fucking called them after that nightmare on when I go, I want to do the show Friday from my goddamn house. And but you're not far from me. You live not far. Don't mention the town. We don't want people following us. We're huge. But what have you been up to, man? I know you did a ton of shit with Burr, which tells you right now Paul's a funny fucking dude.
Yeah, man, I did. I opened for Bill for a while, and then now that's kind of not happening.
That's not happening. That's because you've moved up the ranks.
Moved up a little bit.
Yeah.
Just shot my first special, which they're putting together now.
Yeah.
So
now who's they? Midas Muffler? Who's?
Yeah, Midas Mufflers. No, it's All Things Comedy. Did it?
Okay.
And
where'd you shoot it, Paul?
I shot it at the Terrytown Music Hall. You been?
Oh, yes, I used to play. They had me there like 3-4 years in a row. And I don't know, I got a little moody one night, and they never had me back. I didn't like the fucking salami in the green room or something, and they didn't like my tone.
I got a little moody one night.
Terrytown, oh my God.
Terrytown Music Hall
is a suite of, right?
It was beautiful.
Nice going.
It was beautiful. And, it wasn't far. I was able to drive myself to my own thing. It was great.
Did you have people turn out nice?
It did, yeah. Both sold. I did too, and both sold out. So yeah,
that's better than I do.
But we had, there's kill seats. So instead of like 1,000, when it was all done with the camera, it was about 700 each show.
So
but
what?
It was amazing. It was amazing. Then we went over to the Barley House there, right on the water.
Yes,
drank and party. Bobby Kelly shows up with Cuban cigars, and we had a great time. We had a great time.
The back of his neck looks like a pack of Cuban cigars. You ever notice that?
It couldn't be. Oh, that's great. That's nice.
There's the difference. You shot your spot. You went to the Barley House. Last time I was there, and this is true, it was around the holidays, I went to the little bar next door, little neighborhood bar, and I got into it with some guy, literally, physically.
Oh, well, I'm glad you told me that, because we thought about that place, and then we're like, maybe too many people are going to go physically.
No, you did the right thing. Yeah, we're waiting for the men's room.
I love how he remembers.
We're waiting for the men's room. This guy comes out, so I try. There's like 8 of us waiting to get in there. All of a sudden, he holds us back and lets his wife go in the men's room.
Oh, okay.
So I go, no. I'm trying to get in there.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't care if your wife's in there. I'm going to take. And he put his hands on me.
Oh, boy.
And I put my finger, and I put my knee like in his nuts.
Oh, wow.
Not like
just to like block.
Just to block.
Yeah.
And the next thing this is after having a nice set at the Terrytown fucking music hall. But what is this? Your wife's going to take a 20-minute dump? We've been waiting here.
Yeah,
in
and
the men's room.
The fact that he put his hands on you too. That's another.
I think it was his hand. Might have been another guy. So that's awesome. So how did it come out? What's the name of the special and where are they going to see it?
You know what? We're up and down with the name. And why is the stupidest things the hardest? Like, should I name it this? Should I name it that?
Like, how did you come up? You had what's your one name?
I have good names.
Raw Nerve is.
Right, that was the fucking least original. But Another Senseless Killing was my favorite title.
That's a great one.
No, Palumbo, nothing. She grew up in Benson. She goes, I see senseless killings every fucking 3 days. And then I had Funny How was one of my, not a special, but that was one of my.
Oh yeah,
remember Pesci? Funny How, fucking.
Oh God, that's the best.
And Inflammatory. That was. Quinn came up with some of the best. Quinn, my first album, Born This Way. Quinn came up with that.
That's a great one.
Yeah, and then I came up with Road Rage and. Whatever the fuck.
I keep changing it, and I'm like, oh, that's stupid. And then someone's going to ask me why'd I name it that. So it's up.
How
in the
about
air.
Verzi Funny?
Yeah, people. Oh, that's the worst. People giving you suggestions.
Like very funny.
Joe List goes, what about Verzi View? Think
Sounds like a fucking kid with a hair lip would say that.
And he goes, I know you don't like it now. Think about it. He goes, think about it.
Verzi. Yeah, that sounds like. And he wasn't even trying to be sarcastic.
I was like, listen, Joe, it's never going to be that. It's definitely not going to be
Let's
that.
come up with something. Hey, if you got a name for Verzi Special, we don't know what the content is, but call in anyways. You guys are hateful like me. I'm sure they'll come up with something funny. 866-969-1969. Yeah. So what else has been going on? How's the wife? How's the house?
Oh, the house is good. The 2 kids. My son now is 8.
Oh, you got 2 kids?
I got 2. I got an 8-year-old boy and a 5-year-old daughter. And my son's he's starting now to get into the sports, like now.
It's a little late, isn't it?
And I had my first, no, it's not late, is it?
No.
You know, it's funny. The first time he ran down first, he didn't, I was like, listen, you gotta, fuck, your knees can't, you gotta just, and then
what do you
next
mean?
year,
How did he run down first?
He had this nonchalant run. So me and my wife were like, no, he just didn't care. But to me, that masculinity.
So you're saying,
like, you gotta, So I got nervous.
He looked like Liberace trying to beat out an infield hit?
No. But now he's crushing it, man. Now he's crushing it.
Is he?
Oh, my God. I had my first crazy dad moment at his flag football game. He's playing flag football.
When he clothesline a kid, paralyze him?
He actually put one kid in the wall, but this is the best. This is the best one. You'll love this. So he's a slot receiver. He's Wes Welker, right?
Oh, boy.
And I told him before the game, I said, you're playing an undefeated team. I'm such a dick. Kid's 8 years old, and I actually had a meeting with him.
Did he say flag football?
Flag football.
Oh, okay.
It's flag football off season of, and it's his first time, and he's really into football.
Okay.
He's into the Giants, Odell Beckham. Well, now they're now they're 1 and whatever. They're done.
Yeah.
But, so I said, listen, Lucas.
That makes me a little worried about it. He likes Odell.
I said, look, you're playing an undefeated team. And this one counts. Why would I even? So I just let the
What,
kid.
do you have money on it, Paul?
Yeah, I'm betting with dads on the side.
What's his kid? What's his name? Luke?
My son's Lucas.
Lucas, look. I got 2 dimes on this.
So he gets he catches a slot pass
Yeah.
about 3 yards.
And
he
goes.
runs. No, listen to this. He runs about 9 yards after that. It's about 11, 12-yard gain. And I'm sitting next to a dad who's also, his son's the running back on our team.
Okay.
And we're nodding. And I see the 2 defenders go up to my son. And I just see the look on my son's face. He turns around and he turns positive yards. He just starts sprinting in the backwards. He loses all the yards and he runs in the backfield behind, almost trying to do
does
it
like Beckham.
but behind the quarterback. And now I see the coach put the hands on the head. Other dads are looking at me because they see the blood.
Don't tell me he's going to turn this into a positive.
He turns it around. He turns the corner. One kid misses, another kid misses, and he takes it to the fucking house. And I'm jumping up and he's fast. So he's
I was going to say, you have to have good wheels to do that.
And I'm jumping, and the coach, you could tell the coach didn't like it, but then loved it. So I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, shut up, But
yes.
And everybody went nuts.
What is
and
that like, Paul?
It was, Nick, it was like I had money on it. It was like I had fucking money on it. And you think it's going to be...
Here's an Italian dad for you. It was like I had 5 dimes on it. That's how beautiful. When my kid was born, it was like hitting a fucking trifecta.
The Italian thing, my daughter doesn't... we take my daughter first time soccer. She's 5. She hates it. She comes running off the practice crying. Daddy, in the middle of practice, Daddy, I don't want to do it. Hug me. My wife's going, get in the game. And I go, Sophia, it's just, you got 20 more minutes. No, but they don't care. They're kicking a fucking ball in a circle. There's nothing organized.
Yeah.
I go, just go and we're going to go out to eat.
Yeah.
And she goes, no. And I go, look, you go in there right now. I was like, I'll give you $1. I said, I'll give you $1. And
you Scott Forrest?
Hey, that's what I said. I said, listen, the pros play for money. Let's
That's
do it.
right.
And so she went in there, and I owe her something now. It's fine, but it worked. Fucking worked. It's the Italian way. Just pull out money. That's it.
I love that but the kid reverse fields. He was running east-west.
Nick, when you reverse field, I'm
turned the
not
corner.
kidding. Me and the other dad were both going nuts. You're going nuts. It's your son, and everybody's looking at this play, and it was like the highlight play of the year. And my
Sure.
son had it, and it was fucking nuts.
That must have fucking...
Oh yeah.
What a feeling.
Oh yeah.
It's like me when I saw Joe Liss do his first coning. I'll tell you. My chest was puffed out for about 30 seconds. Yeah, so I didn't know you had 2 kids.
Yeah,
I thought I know you had a fucking...
Yeah, I had fucking no money. I was a feature. I was featuring in Louisville.
So,
and she goes, "Yeah, well, I'm pregnant." And I was like, "All right, I'm making $600 this weekend."
They don't care. They have faith in you. You're going to pull through.
Yeah.
You're like, look, our son's going to be a star in the NFL. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, where are you traveling now? Are you on the road a lot or no?
I try to do with the Westchester and the house and the kids. I don't want to be away so much, so I try to do like half the month.
Half the month?
Yeah, half the month, So so I'm just going to Phoenix, and I'll go to like Cleveland, and then I'll come home for 2 weeks, work this, try to get the sets in the city.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be away like now. And now my kids are like, "How long are you going?" You're going, and that's the tough.
You just put out your first special, and you don't want to be away. I don't know how that's going to fucking work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, especially when my son's like, "How many days?" And he's just like, "Oh shit." So now I bribe him. I get him football jerseys every city I go to. Yeah, every city I go to, so I get him.
And your daughter rejected soccer, which means she might be gay.
No,
she.
Why is that a?
Soccer's a girl sport.
Yeah,
yeah. It's for great guys and 12-year-old white girls.
What's the one that girls are field hockey?
Field hockey. That's
a more of a girl sport, right?
Oh, absolutely. If she goes to softball, just forget about it. Shave her head and dye her
what about
pubes
volleyball?
purple and give her a nose ring.
Isn't volleyball?
She'll be on the Food Network. She'll be on the Food Network peeling a fucking carrot angrily on fucking Chopped. That's all you see on the Food Network. There's no straight people on the Food Network. I'm going to make a lemon demi-glaze and throw it in my dad's face.
Why do gay women have to cut their hair? Do you ever why don't they just let it? What is that?
I don't. Well, look at turn around. You got Rachel Maddow got a nice headache. She's like a young Nomar Garcia-Parra. Look at her. She got she looks like me when I was like 14. It fucking bugs me.
Yeah, you don't see lesbians with like a nice some you do, but I like a nice long.
No, they always have half the head's a crew cut and the other half's purple, just saying, look at me. Fucking nobody loves me. And I can see why. It's your haircut. Maybe grow that shit out and somebody will grab your ass. What? Yeah, it's some sexy shit, Nick. Yeah, I know. Hey, Chris, let's go to Chris in line 3. He was at the taping of your special.
Oh, cool.
Is that right, Chris?
Yes, I was. It's Chris Vack. What's up?
Oh, Chris
Hey,
Vack.
Chris Vack. What's up, man?
Jesus, Chris. Are you a comedian or you just watch comedy? Eighth night in a row he's called.
Give up masturbation, so I got lost.
All right, fucking stick to the show. Go ahead.
Let me tell you, man, that show was great, man. He killed it, Paul. It was great.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, thanks for coming, too.
Yeah, carried that, and then we went down there to Barley. We didn't fight with nobody, but
We didn't fight with nobody.
I almost knocked somebody out, though.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Were you there for that when, I don't want to say his name, but he was ripping on him for the Patriots?
Well, here's the thing that I know with Burr. There's a couple of topics. and Deflategate is one. I mean, if you bring up, I'm not even kidding you. I've gotten into you can't, and I agree with him. I think the Deflategate's bullshit, but there's certain topics, if you talk to him, Kobe's another one. If you talk about Kobe, if you talk about the
he
Patriots,
defends Kobe?
No.
I hate Kobe.
He just but if you get him on a certain mood, yeah.
Well, what doesn't he like about? What's his point of view about Kobe?
Well, he thinks that Kobe was like just a great player, but terrible teammate,
Yeah, he was.
and all that
Selfish
stuff.
prick.
So, but it's one of those things that gets him to certain people, certain topics just get them.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You Boston guys have that thing.
On the deflate.
Yeah. We take it, Billy. I used to get into it with Billy at the Comedy Cellar. I wouldn't see him for a year, and he'd come into town and sit at the cellar and bring up something sports related. Dude, what are you fucking crazy, dude? whatever. He'd go fucking nuts.
We got into one. I went to.
Thanks for the call, Vac.
Yeah, nice talking to you, Chris. Thanks so much.
I don't want to make you sit there and listen to me and Paul chat the next 2 hours.
I'll see you Saturday, Paul.
All right, buddy. So I go into. I was at State College, and it was right after Paterno. It was like right after Paterno's funeral, right? And I'm going to this thing, and they put us in this. I'm on the phone as I'm checking in. Me and Bill are talking sports. And I go in and I go, you know something? This is fucking, I'm not staying here. Like, not that I felt like, it was at the time of my, you know when you get to the time of your career, like I'm not fucking staying here.
They put you where?
They just put us at this place. I don't want to shit, but they just put us in a place that was like, you know, walked in, it was like an 87 hotel. It just, you know, like rug, like shaggy rug, shitty furniture.
And wait a minute, you were working with Burr?
No.
Oh.
I was working this place at State College, comedy club at State College.
Oh, okay.
And it was like an off hotel motel type thing. And it was just, the room wasn't good. So I'm on the phone with Bill.
With the cum stains from Sandusky?
It looked like there probably was. Yeah. So I walk in and I'm on the phone and I just stop talking and I go, you know something? Fuck this. I'm not. And he goes, don't do it. He goes, you're right. Don't do it. He goes, go check into a hotel across the street.
Burr said that?
Yeah, he's like, don't, because I told him, he's like, what's wrong? I go, it's got this, it's got fucking rug. And I was like, I'm not trying to be.
Now, can I interject here?
Sure.
Were you spoiled by the hotels like when you were working with Bill?
No, because I've stayed in shitty condos that I would have stayed in that were decent. This was at the time where I kind of turned a corner in comedy and I'm just like, you know something? The owner wouldn't fucking stay here. No one's going to stay here. So I was like, I just don't want to do it. So Bill goes, check. I go, you're right. There's a courtyard across the street. I'm going to go to the courtyard. And then I get, like, that's any fucking better. And then we had an argument about Brady and Montana that lasted 3 hours. So I put and I never got to check into the nice fucking hotel because I sat down and we screamed at each other. And I was defending Brady and he was defending Montana. And this was Brady after only 3. I thought he was the greatest. And
Burr was defending Montana?
Yeah, and I'm going, he had rice and he had this and he's going, you just like, that's the fucking dumbest. That's all you meatheads say. He's doing all that shit. Just goes right to an insult. You fucking Jersey moron. Meanwhile, I'm from New York.
Yeah, he's got that fucking
and then I would
Boston
be like,
Irish.
Bill, I'm not even from Jersey. Well, it's the same fucking thing. and he's like, the rice thing. So we got into the whole thing, and then I look at the clock. It's 1 a.m. I'm not going to go to the courtyard.
You stayed at the shithole?
So I stayed at the shithole to try to fight with one of my fucking friends about a sports argument.
Yeah, he is. He's real mass. He's like me.
Oh, my God.
He's real fucking
because you guys go to another
funny
place.
At the same time.
No, you guys go to a different place, though. You take that, and then all of a sudden you're like, something in your past comes out, and you go nuts.
You know why? Because... New York is you have New York City, the fucking center of the world. So I guess there is that inferiority, and we do have a great sports town, Boston.
Yeah,
I would argue it's better. I mean, you guys have fucking 2 teams in each sport, and you other than the Yankees, fucking you.
Yeah, no, you guys.
Know what I mean, so Boston, we do have sports, but you're right. I remember with Billy, it would be I remember sitting at the Comedy Cellar table, whether it was the Bruins or whatever, but we both went 0 to 60 in about a minute, ready to fucking choke each other over something that Derek Sanderson, was he a good fucking penalty killer?
Yeah, it's over nothing. You'll lose a friendship.
Kevin, let's go to Kevin in Atlanta. Kevin.
Hey, I'll make it quick. Thanks, man.
What's up?
Listen, in your many travels, you haven't gone into a strange city or place or club where you got off the plane, you went there, you went to the comedy condo, it was a piece of crap. Then you went to the club, and it was the shady guy, right? And you knew it was going to be challenging, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think that colors your opinion? Like, I agree. Maybe I didn't get to see the best parts of the communist thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, there's got to be places you're like, I'll never go back to again, just because of the experience, right?
I don't know how that weighs into. This is from a previous call. He went to St.
Listen, I'll wrap it up.
Okay.
With this, okay.
All right.
All right. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Look,
Go ahead.
Hey, I appreciate your view. It's cool, but I feel that like some of these other places are so back-asswards. They're Mississippi. I really don't believe they pose that much of a threat to
Okay,
us.
Kevin. All right,
But
stop.
I think you
All
might
right.
be scaring
No, I hear you. Let me stop you there, though. Okay?
Sure.
Because Bill Hicks used to say that too. Fucking we have the largest military. And they used to say fucking Iran has the second largest, and he used to make well, there's a huge fucking gap. They're not any. Yeah. Nobody's a threat to us out there. Yeah, well, tell it to the fucking how many people died in 9/11.
Yeah, 3,000.
Yeah, so fucking, I know you think nobody's a threat to us, but all it takes.
No, that's not what I think. I just don't think that they're that sophisticated to fuck with our elections. They can do a bunch of other shit. I just think that's laughable.
Okay, all right.
We fuck with our own elections.
All right, Kev. All right, I let you in for a second time. Okay. Don't take the floor.
I don't know.
Bye bye. Had nothing to do with you, Paul.
No, I just the crazy.
He called earlier saying that your kid who fucking plays flag football might be communist for playing flag football.
Yeah, that went a different way. He started talking about comedy condos, and then I heard communism, and I was like, well, what the I'm ready to talk to him about Buffalo. I was ready to fucking talk to him.
Well, I said to him the first time he called, I gave him this.
You smug cocksucker. Fuck you.
Why is that so loud? I adjusted all these fucking things. I adjusted it. You got that a little high? It's different. It's not you. It's the fucking something's different tonight.
This show is great. This show has got to go on longer.
Oh, it will. What do you mean? What, do you hear things?
No, I meant hour-wise.
What are you hearing? Fucking get me nervous here.
No, I meant...
Because after this, it's back to the hilarities and shit. I don't know that I can do that ever again. I'm serious. You'll see me at a goddamn mall selling soft pretzels with a paper hat on before I fucking board a goddamn plane to fucking yucks.
Comics have that thing. They're always worried. Like, wow, what'd you hear? I meant 8 to midnight. That's what I meant. I didn't mean,
Oh, it's got to go on.
Yeah, I meant longer hours, yeah.
Well, that's easy for you to say. Fucking, I've been talking to this thing by myself for an hour before you got here, and I'm running out of gas. You got to go see Verzi, man, tomorrow night at the Tempe Improv. Fucking gorgeous club.
I love that.
The Improv's not crazy about me. I'm not crazy about that. But that's the one I will do. Fucking love that club. And go see him on the 27th at Stand Up Live in Phoenix. So you're banging 2 out right there in the Arizona.
I'm flying back the next day to do Poughkeepsie, the 28th.
Oh, my God. You're hungry.
Yeah, I'm doing Poughkeepsie. I fly from Phoenix, and I'll be at Laugh It Up in Poughkeepsie on Saturday night with Joe Bartnick. Check that out.
Joe Bartnick. Now I'm getting tickets.
There you go.
Anyhow, for tour dates, go to paulverzi.com and hit him up on Twitter. And when we come back, I want to talk about this, Paul. We might as well get into one more story before we go. And the NAACP today warns African Americans about flying on American Airlines because apparently that airlines doesn't treat black people well. So you can tell just on the surface of the headline that I'm sure that's true, right?
What airline treats anybody fucking right?
There is the fucking right answer. And there is the right.
What
Matter
airline
fact,
is?
I get treated so bad, I paint my face black when I go fucking flying, hoping to get some.
I just flew Hawaiian Airlines. It fucking was the worst. It's the fucking worst thing ever for 10 hours.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
Who is that?
That's a black pastor from Atlanta who thinks something wrong with the black man's mind. I don't agree with that thought, but that's what he said. But, the NAACP for several months now has been monitoring a pattern of disturbing incident. How fucking paranoid can you get? Reported by African-American passengers, specific to American Airlines, the civil rights organization. Oh, it's still considered a civil rights organization? Not just a fucking scam? Fucking boiler room operation? Anyways, when we come back, we'll touch on that. And the very funny Paul Verzi's here. And I want to get him to weigh in because he grew up in New York. He probably leans a little left in his Paul. I don't even know, Paul. I don't know your politics.
Really?
You dress and look like me, kind of, and sound like me.
Yeah, I people always say that I'm really right. I'll say this.
Oh, because of the business room.
Well, no, I have conservative views, but I'm centrist. But I would say that my right shoulder's going a little right, But it's only because the far left drives me absolutely fucking nuts.
Well, the left is the far left now. There is no fucking moderate left.
That's the thing.
It's been hijacked. Anybody who votes Democrat, you're for shutting down free speech and all that other horse shit. And don't tell me otherwise. 866-969-1969. Back after this for the final segment. Final segment on a Wednesday night. That's the very dead Tom Petty.
Oh.
Love him.
Yeah.
Love him. I'm just saying.
We just sang with 90,000 people we were down in Gainesville And we went to the Florida
Who's
Gators
we?
versus. It was me. It was a friend of ours from the NFL Players Association. It was Burr. It was Joe Bartnick. All of us were hanging out. We did a show down there, and we went to Gainesville. And that's where Petty's from, Gainesville.
Yeah.
So
You went to the game?
We went to the game, and
Florida
we saw
Gators?
the Gators versus LSU.
Oh,
and then
nice SEC matchup. You lucky
SEC football
MFer.
is fucking crazy.
It's the best.
And then they put Petty's face up on the thing,
Place
and
went.
then all of a sudden they started playing, and everybody started singing "Won't Back Down" in unison. 90,000 people singing "Won't Back Down," and I got the fucking chills.
Oh
It was
my
awesome.
God.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Similar thing happened to me. I was playing Laugh It Up in Poughkeepsie, and Flip Wilson had just died. We put a picture up of one of his characters. A table of black people and me who were singing.
4 people in beautiful unison. Fucking Mahoney's. Oh, shit.
Anyhow, final segment. Let me get to this story and real quick. Let me get my plugs in because I'll forget at the end of the show. No, I'll do it at the end of the show. Anyways, NAACP, is that what it is? Yeah, warns African Americans about flying American Airlines, which just made me fucking laugh. Said the company plans to meet with the NAACP officials about the incidents that prompted the advisory. It's an advisory, like a weather.
Has any news been good or positive ever?
Well, yes.
It's really?
Oh, Christ, yes.
What's been positive?
The Yankees were eliminated the other night.
All right, easy.
Here we go. This is from
my Giants already won at 6. You don't have to go there.
Here we go. Here's this. All travelers. This is still the NAACP spoke. All travelers must be guaranteed the right to travel without fear or threat, violence or harm. Do you feel that way about white people driving through black neighborhoods?
Yeah,
no, you don't, Derek Johnson, president and CEO of the NAA. The growing list of incidents suggesting racial bias reflects an unacceptable corporate culture and involves behavior that cannot be dismissed as normal or random. And now we get the response from the airline. We expect an audience with the leader. Wait a minute. Where's the fucking response from? Here we go. In response, American Airlines issued a statement of its own. And this one surprised me. It said, fuck all the black people out there complaining about our shit. No.
Yeah, right.
I had you guys going there for a second. 866-969-1969. In response, American Airlines issued a statement of its own. Really hard-hitting, really pushing. We are disappointed to hear about this travel advisory as our team members, a diverse community of gate agents, pilots, and flight attendants. It's a nice way of saying we hire fucking black people.
Yeah.
Are proud to serve customers of all backgrounds, except it says Arabs. What? No, I'm kidding. American Airlines spokesman Shannon Gilson said, every day American is committed to providing a positive, safe travel experience for everyone who flies with us. Something that soft, a response that soft, it's almost an admission of guilt.
It almost condones, it's almost validates. That's the word. It almost validates the article.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can hit me with a bucket of shit and I won't say anything.
Didn't United beat the shit out of an Asian guy?
Yes.
Right? They did. Yeah, and where's that article? You know?
That was out there. That guy ended up getting how many million, remember?
Did he?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, he got a lot of money?
Oh, my God, he could buy his own jet now. I tried it a week later. I tried it. I said I threw a fucking hissy fit on Delta. I pinched some fat lady's ass, and then I denied it, and they said, you have to get off. I go, fuck you. I got a guy in a headlock. And I settled for $1,250. Jacoby and Myers jumped in. A couple of cocksuckers.
Jacoby and Myers.
But isn't that a soft, mealy-mouthed fucking reply?
That whole thing is trash. That whole thing is
This whole article just infuriated me. I mean, and again, I'm not saying some shit doesn't happen, but it happens, as Paul Verzi said, and he'll say it again in Arizona tomorrow night at the Tempe Improv. Shit happens to everybody. Black people. When I lived in L.A., I got off the flight in LAX 3 times in a row. They went through my bag.
Yeah.
And one time I came back, I did a gig. The guy paid me in it's like $3,500 in cash. I had an envelope with $3,500 in cash. I had to explain that shit.
I looked Arab once. I had a tan in my beard, and I got the random.
Yeah.
They just took me out, and then they
Good.
brought me into a
Good.
private. And I was like,
Good.
all right. I was like, I just looked at. They just looked at me, and they were like, can you come over here? And they took me like off, like they
Yeah.
took me away,
Yeah.
and then like take your shoes off, and they made me sit down. And I was just like, all right, like if I look like a threat, I mean, I didn't complain about it. I'll be honest with you.
Of course you didn't. They were doing their job. My license, when I hand it, my license has the opposite effect. The picture, I look so much like part of Al Shabaab fucking.
Oh, do you?
Oh my God, I look so terroristic. It has the opposite effect. When I hand my license, instead of putting people at ease, it actually raises questions. They look at it and go, Jesus Christ. What,
Take
you
that
get here
back.
from Yemen 3 minutes ago? And I look at him and I go, what is that? God is great. But this article just enraged me.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid? Why aren't more people intelligent like me?
I have no goddamn idea. Jay the Angry Trucker. Jay, what's going on? He's up in Canada.
Hey, got to tell you about this report on Fox News earlier tonight. I've been trying to get through all night to tell you.
Well, put down the... Go ahead.
Stephen Paddock's brother, Bruce, was arrested on child pornography charges.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
You saw it?
The FBI turns around and says, oh, it's unrelated to the shooting massacre, but we were watching him for weeks before we arrested him. So my question is, if you were watching Bruce for weeks, who the fuck was watching Stephen with all his guns?
Well, it's not like they have 3 people working at the FBI, Jay.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. They got, like, they're only watching Bruce for child porn, but they totally ignored the brother?
How do their
He's the
parents
one who
just
does
feel?
the massacre?
Well, okay, but why would they have been following the brother if he hadn't raised any red flags at that point?
I don't know. He should have been followed. One's got a child porn, the other one's got guns. There had to be some reason.
Hey, Jay, you calling from Canada or from Cuba or fucking Venezuela?
That was the greatest. All right, fuck it. They
Guys
should have.
incompetent, damn it.
Okay, the FBI's all right. I'm just trying to, and you know me, I don't exactly lean left in my politics,
Well,
but
they can't arrest Hillary for fuck's sake, so they can't even get this right either.
I know you're absolutely right, Jay. So how did the Canucks do tonight?
How the Canucks doing?
Yeah.
Well, we just do it. You know what I mean?
All right, Jay. I love
Send it
fucking.
over and we slam it home. That's all.
I hear you, brother, man. Slam that Canadian bacon. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Ciao, brother.
Could you imagine
Ciao.
Can you imagine the parents of the one guy shooting people and the other one's a child porn? How much did you fail as a mother and father?
Why
if
are you
just-
blaming the parents?
How are the boys?
Why are you blaming the parents?
How are the boys? Well,
how are the boys? Well, Chrissy's finger popping a Cub Scout, and what's the other guy that did the shooting?
Chrissy's finger.
What's his name? None of us. What's the fucking shooter's name? Oh, is he Chris?
Oh shit!
Oh, look at it. It's a week later. We can't even remember the fucking killer's name.
Oh my god!
That's what's wrong with America. What is it?
Stephen Paddock.
Oh, no wonder why. He spells it with a PH.
Stephen was the shooter, and Chris.
How the boys doing?
How are the boys doing?
Chris
Well,
is dating a Cub Scout, and Stephen shot up a fucking country and western fucking show at Bay.
oh, jeez.
Other than that, how they doing? Well, my rosacea's back.
It's been a rough year.
Oh, what a horrible. Justin in California commenting on the NAACP story. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Mr. Paolo, how you doing?
Pretty good, Justin. How are you?
I can't complain. Hey, one thing definitely bugging me is this NAACP stuff.
Yeah.
That needs to just get the fuck out of here.
Who needs to?
So tired of it. There's no relevance, you know? It's just, like you said, propaganda. And I know you're just commenting on it, but to keep talking just feeds to the fire of the shit.
So you're saying I shouldn't bring it up?
Yeah, let's talk about better stuff.
What are you talking about, better stuff? I see. You're probably, it's California, and you probably lean left, and it's bugging you that I'm saying this is a horseshit article and it's propaganda. Is that what's bothering you?
No, not at all. No, I've got a strong right arm. No, I'm definitely conservative my whole life.
Okay.
Strong right arm is hilarious.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is I'm just tired of that becoming any type of relevance in our media. like you said, it's just them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, yeah,
But here,
I think we're on the same page
no, I
about
hear
that.
you. But the reason I point it out is because you're aware of it, and I'm aware of it, and Paul's aware. A lot of people aren't. So I point out what's wrong. I'll guarantee 1 million people read that article and didn't go, hey, I want to hear the other side of the story of these incidents. Nobody did that. So I'm making them aware.
Yeah, because these fucking dopes read that and they actually take it for
of course
face
they
value.
do.
Yeah.
They take it for face
Exactly.
value.
I agree. We're
Yeah.
a bunch of brain dead people for sure. No, but one thing I did want to bring up, Paul, since you have a couple young children also, I've got a 5-year-old son. Something we really have to focus on is the education of our youth coming up.
Absolutely.
It is ridiculous, the slander and the shit they're putting in textbooks now.
Yeah, and also not only that, but the stuff that the kids come off the bus and say, because my son came off the bus. My son came off the bus like right after the election, before anything happened, and he's just all of a sudden he's like, I heard that Trump is the worst person ever, this and that, and I just whatever
I hope you beat him.
What anybody's opinion is, what I said to him is, I said, where did you hear that? Where did you hear that? And he,
From
he
Tyrone's
mentioned
mother, Aisha.
he mentioned, oh, so and so's parents said it. I heard it at school, and he kind of alluded to hearing it in school and coming off. And I said to him, I just said, listen, you can't listen to anybody. You have to see for yourself and learn for yourself. And
How old was he when this happened?
He came off after the election, 8 years old. Came off the bus saying that, all these people are terrible people. And, he's going to hear that from other things, too. He's going to hear that people are terrible when they are and that they're terrible when they're not. But he needs to understand that you can't just listen to that and take it like that. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, my son would read that, and if I do my fucking job, he's going to have questions.
Exactly. And it's wild you said that. My 5-year-old came home months ago and told me the same thing. He's like, Dad, Donald Trump is evil. He wants to take all of the Mexicans in my school and take them out of here. And, and I had to sit down with him, and we had a long talk, as educated as it could be with a 5-year-old.
He's in a wheelchair now.
He's very bright. But it was just mind-blowing of, he just was put in his ears that's why he's evil, is because of a slanderous thing that a 5-year-old has no idea what the actual politics of it is about keeping our borders secure.
It's called indoctrination, and by the left. Look, they run our schools, they run the media, all the institutions to brainwash people, and they've had them for years. So, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Thanks for the call, Justin. What are you gonna do? Homeschool your kid?
Yeah, it's
Catholic school.
There's far right nut jobs who are like, rape is God. That's something, but it's not out there. The media's not saying that so much.
The media's not saying it, and they're not learning that on college campuses and
right, and that's the problem. It seems like one side of this, the left, is what is pushed on everybody.
Well, yeah, I mean, they won the culture wars. They fucking but now they're eating each other now with the whole Weinstein thing. Now liberals are attacking each other. Same with the feminists. The feminists won't say anything. And hip hop's real misogynistic. They won't say anything. But if a white guy, they're eating each other. Now they're finally eating each other.
What's happening is the hypocrisy is overlapping. It's starting to overlap.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's a beautiful thing to watch. It's like soft porn.
I'm a hard porn guy myself.
I don't even know what soft porn is.
Yeah.
I like my porn like I like my ice cream. Fucking hard and soft. Let's go to Hunter in Vermont. Hunter.
What's going on, Nick?
What's happening up there?
Fucking nothing but fall, man.
Okay. Must be pretty.
Dude, it's fucking gorgeous.
Go ahead.
So that fucking guy was talking about the education system. I'm 22 years old, Nick, and I came out of high school. Those motherfuckers don't teach you anything about the real world, and they only teach you about the leftist fucking idea of history.
Right.
That's all you fucking learn. I'm 22 years old. I currently run a business. I could tell you the fucking best way to figure out the area of a fucking trapezoid. I couldn't tell you how to pay my fucking taxes.
Well,
how is that what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, well, we all got robbed there. I didn't fucking learn anything of practical use as far as, but it's gone worse than that. I'm blind, Hunter. They're not only not teaching you about how to balance your checkbook and how a business works. Even I didn't get that in the 80s, get enough of that.
Yeah.
But now they're proactive in shoving down their worldview. How horrible. So, I don't have kids. But if I did, I don't know. I'd hope that I could afford to send them to Catholic school or I don't know. Well, what do you do, Paul?
You joke about fucking homeschooling them, but that's the only way you can ensure that they learn the things that they need to learn to be a productive fucking member of society nowadays. All these millennials are graduating high school, going into college, getting fucking $120,000 in debt, come out of college with no fucking credibility in their job at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's funny. These schools, they teach you what they want
Thank
to
you,
teach
Hunter.
you. These professors,
yeah, thanks, man.
Their what's it called? Their curriculum is
Yeah.
what they want. The books are what they want you to see.
And they're leftist.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's really, you have to, as a parent, you have to, today more than ever. You always had to be a good parent.
Yes.
But today more than ever, you need to sit the fuck down with your child and be like, look, this is what's going on. You need to think for yourself, and you really need to not believe everything and question things. You really have to question everything. And especially when the main source of media is so leftist. And that's not even I'm not even trying to make a statement here of left or right. I'm trying to say the bottom line is the media are people that are left. That's really, am I right? Like other than how many outlets? And I think Fox News sometimes, tries to overcompensate because they're the fucking lonely guy out there. There's nobody else but them.
Right.
And then everything else, what? Right?
Yeah.
MSNBC,
Yeah.
CNN, everything. So it's just everything that you're getting.
Nobody even argues that anymore. You know what I mean? How left it is.
Oh, but a couple years ago, someone's like, no, it's not.
No, it's
not. I'm like, what are you watching?
Sitting at the cellar with who? Judy Gold?
That's why during the elections when they cry, when they don't get their way, I like it. I like it because when they fucking cry.
Oh, that was we put a clip up last night. Had that one girl in pain on her knees. She had the face of a boot, glasses, fucking shampooed haircut. Fucking looks like she made her own clothes. No, definitely fucking. And she literally a guttural scream when Trump got elected.
Like a screech.
Oh, it was fucking unbelievable. It was like it was like soft porn for me. It was terrific, and I said this to her.
You stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
Hey, here's the funniest thing. The funniest thing is George W. Bush came on one of the late nights. I think it was like Kimmel or one of them.
Yeah.
And he got like this hero's welcome.
Yeah.
They were like cheering and going nuts.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there going, how you like me now?
Yeah.
And everybody's going nuts.
Yeah.
And you're just going, do you remember what you guys were saying?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the fucking crucifixion?
Oh, yeah.
The wars and all that.
Well, he came out even where he came out, a couple days ago. He gave a speech. Clinton was with him. Gave a whole that was very pro-global. Anyways, I got to wrap it up here. Paul Verzi, folks. He's a very, very funny dude.
Thanks for having me, man.
Seriously. I see him in the clubs here in New York, and he's a good family man, and he's funny as hell. Go see him tomorrow night at the, you got to get out to Arizona, the Tempe Improv in Arizona, and the following night, the 27th, at Stand Up Live in Phoenix. All his tour dates, head to paulverzi.com.
And the following night, the 28th, me and the very funny Joe Bartnick at Laugh It Up in Poughkeepsie.
There you go. All right, folks. That is it for the evening. Thank you, Jake. Again, great job, Palumbo, as usual. And we will talk to you kids tomorrow night. Take care of yourselves.